little bit, what I'm going to talk about are 3 things in PPC that you should never do, including some case studies as to why, as well as 3 strategies that you should take that will make you successful. So first thing, never, ever, ever, under any circumstance, optimize for quality score. It's something that probably has gone a little bit out of style, thank goodness. But still, when we get calls from clients, they say, you know what, my quality score sucks. I need a new agency. I want you to help with that. Because the solution to all of my problems, Google tells me, is quality score. If I can just fix that, everything will be great. Well, it's a horrible idea to actually optimize for quality score. Because first of all, Google only tells us 3 things, right? Landing page relevance, or expected landing page experience. Click-through rate, expected click-through rate. And the relevance, their deemed relevance between the ad and the keywords you're bidding on. But there's over 200 other factors that Google admits go into quality score. So of the ones that they tell you, you know 3. There's at least 197 other things that go into quality score. You have no idea what they are or how they impact us. But the real question is, does quality score even matter? Which is oftentimes not thought enough about and not enough consideration done into. If you're only focusing on click-through rate, you may have great click-through rates. That may give you great quality scores, but if it's the wrong traffic, it's not going to do you any good, and the percent of your traffic coming from the wrong source is just going to get higher and higher and higher, right? So that's going to hurt. And it also forces you to focus on keywords with longer history instead of finding new stuff that works, right? Because history is one of the factors that matters. It's easier to take a keyword that already has a good quality score and drive more traffic to that keyword than to find other keywords that are going to have good quality scores and go from there, right? So you actually become very short-term focused when you do focus on quality score. You focus on the stuff that's already in the account instead of new things that can help move the account forward and increase growth and everything like that. Be a marketer and not a statistician or an IT department or person in Excel all day and all those things. Marketers do a couple of things right. They actually understand their target demographic. They actually take a moment to step back and say, okay, what are the people who are searching for my terms actually care about? What are they actually looking for? What do they actually want to find on my site once they get there? In short, actually focus on user experience. Actually focus on the person who's searching, not so much a number on a spreadsheet like quality score or click-through rate and all those different things. Second thing you should never do is never over-optimize your accounts. And this means 2 things. Never be too focused on return on ad spend. Anyone here that actually is responsible for that probably just cringed a little bit, but I'll explain why. And never do too many things all at one time. The other thing we do is we make too many changes too fast, and we over-optimize that way. A simple fix for this, which takes a lot of time sometimes, and sometimes we're not patient enough, is actually have a more structured approach to the optimizations we make in accounts. So the first one is any optimization should be based on data, right? There really shouldn't be anything you're going into an account and say, man, I really wonder what would happen if, and then you do it and wait and see what happens. There should be some analytics data sending you back saying, these times of days perform better for you, or these keywords perform better for you, and so you should do something with them. Or if there's something completely new, like a new network, like you're going to expand into Bing or Facebook or something like that, at least some kind of business case where someone in your industry has done something similar and had success with it. Next step is actually take one tactic, only one tactic, and apply it to the account. So one of the best things about PPC is there's a million ways to pretty much do anything you want to do in an account. You can change bids, you can use bid multipliers, change bids, you can change them at certain times, by certain locations, by certain devices, using bid rules, using algorithms. There's a lot of different ways to actually change bids in an account. It's important you choose one very specific to one segment of the account, and use that one tactic. Never forget to segment reports. So this is my pet peeve. This is a thing that when I'm sitting in a meeting with a client and I'm sitting with someone who's prepared a report and they pull it up and I look at the data and the second I realize they didn't segment it enough, my skin starts to crawl. But the bottom line is you want to make your reports a fair fight, right? You got to use the same weight class. Brand and non-brand are 2 completely different things. You can't compare them to each other. And there's a lot of other ways we as PPC marketers do this. So brand and non-brand, products and services. But one that hardly anyone does is segment between new stuff and old stuff. Whether it's keywords or ad groups or campaigns or channels or different types of tests. A lot of times we just send a report or we just report on information and it's just everything. And even when we're optimizing, we're just looking at everything. But we don't take the time to step back and actually say, how's the new stuff doing compared to the old stuff? How's the stuff that's been running for 90 days doing compared to stuff that's been running for 2 years and proven itself? So moving on to 3 strategies to make you a PPC hero. So that was the never do. So never send a report that's not segmented, never do too much too fast in an account, and never make decisions on an account that aren't based on at least more than one data point. But certainly understand the CPA is kind of a fuzzy math when just looking at AdWords analytics or something like that.